Today I'm sharing my small collection of Broderie Anglaise fabrics and a brand new make using the same type of special fabric. The box is ugly, but inside all the goodies. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing, and today I'm sharing a fabric type video. I'm going to share with you all the fabrics I have in this glamorous little box. It's actually not very glamorous. It's just the right size to fit the amount of fabric I have, and my way of organizing is all inside closets and things. I can't see my fabric. And this little box lives on the upper part of a cupboard, way, way, way up there. And it's sort of a mistake because I sometimes forget about it and I don't see them. And I sometimes just go and look, I just look inside all the sections of where I store the fabric so I can get inspired. And sometimes I think after the fact, oh, I could have used that other fabric that I never saw. Anyway, why do I have these? Just a few days ago, I sewed a pattern using Broderie Anglaise, the Math Hood top from Seamwork. It's a free pattern, and I sewed it for the Sew Frugal challenge on Instagram. And so when I saw that pattern, the line art, everything, I thought that would be perfect for the Broderie Anglaise. I really didn't know what color to choose. I ended up choosing a purple. And that's why I went up to the heights of my closet and got this little box and found it all. Then I was inspired to sew a couple more things, and I hope I can get some of these things done because the fabrics are amazing. Broderie Anglaise is usually embroidered fabric, sometimes with eyelets and holes. There's sections missing in the fabric where their embroidery is. It's usually done on 100% cotton. Sometimes it's a poly cotton, and then I'm not too happy because the texture is different. The price difference is a lot though if you choose 100% cotton or a poly cotton. I've also seen this on a base of linen. I've actually made my mom a top a couple of years ago on rayon twill. It was all the same type of Broderie Anglaise, but the base was a rayon. So there's quite a variety, but most of them are cotton, and I'd say all of the ones I have here are cotton. I've been collecting these since 2019. My mom came to visit me from Chile back then, and she's always been a fan of Broderie Anglaise. I wasn't back then. I don't know, I just hadn't looked at it that much. After sewing a couple of things for her, I started building up my own little collection. So I'm just going to pull them out as I see them, and they're just amazing. Some of them have already been washed. I can tell this is being washed because the edges are serged and it smells like softener. So I have some of them ready to go. Others would have to have the pre-washing phase. But this pink is just so beautiful. Look at this. It's very, very pretty. I absolutely love it. I think the pattern on the embroidery is quite big here. But the openings, the little holes aren't huge. So it's not like they're going to see all of you behind the fabric. I really love that. I'm disappointed in myself for always buying just 1 meter of these fabrics. They tend to be expensive-ish. And because I go for 100% cotton, they're not the cheapest of fabrics. And I always think I'll just make a little tank or something very simple. So I think all of the cuts I have here are like a meter, which is definitely not enough to make a lot of things, Now this one, I thought it was a white base, but it's actually a beige base. It's the only one that I have that has a print on it, plus the embroidery. So maybe you can see the flowers, the roses, plus the embroidery there. This one was super pricey. I bought this one in 2023. And as usual, I just have 1 meter. Patterns I've made with this one that have worked really well is a cadence top from Love Notions because it's relatively simple. I can usually get the front and the back to fit on just 1 length of fabric plus the little sleeve. So I've made for my mum 3 of those in Broderie Anglaise. That's very nice. It fits. I can make one sleeveless, Style I would avoid with the Broderie Anglaise just because this cotton is so structured. Are woven patterns with dolman sleeves. Usually when I sew dolman sleeves on a woven, I choose something flowy and drapey like rayon because, the dolman sleeve doesn't have the seam here for the sleeve. It's just grown on. So you get this type of fold here that's typical for dolman sleeves. I don't mind it. It's the style. It's fine. But just to avoid the harsh look of those folds, I think drapier fabrics take that well. So that's one style I would not sew with this type of fabric. I'd stick to the regular setting sleeve or sleeveless for Broderie Anglaise. That's just my opinion here, of course. Now I have a couple of whites. They're cotton lawn based, super lightweight, but it's still nice and structured. It would be super fresh for the summer. This one is super lightweight and it's got the detail of the embroidery only on one selvage. So it's just on one side. So I would have to cut this on the cross grain if I wanted to leave this detail on the hem. For me, cutting on the cross grain is perfectly fine, especially for a fabric like cotton. I'm just going to wash it twice just to make sure everything's going to shrink. You know, 100% cotton does shrink considerably. So it's a fabric you have to wash 100%. I'll just do it twice and then just flip everything, and that is absolutely fine. When I see a fabric that is like this, I always buy at least 1.5 meters so I can just turn it around and have the width that I need. So this would be lovely as like a little blouse with a little bottom, and it would be lovely. I am going to show you during this episode a brand new make using Broderie Anglaise, and I had 2 cuts of blue Broderie Anglaise. I wanted to mix it with a linen remnant that I had a tiny little piece left over from making something else. I compared the 2 tones and I ended up choosing one. This one is still in my collection. This is so lovely. I love it. And this is one that doesn't have many openings. It has some, but you're not going to be showing your skin that much at all. I think it's something that you need to look at if you're concerned about your skin showing through the little openings. I'm not concerned. I just wear a skin color bra and that's it. I don't worry about anything under there. It's not sheer like chiffon or anything like that. Let me insert here outside section of this episode because there's much better lighting out there. What I made brand new from Broderie Anglaise. It's amazing. I mixed it with linen. Whenever I film fabric videos, I prefer filming inside because I have all the fabrics here and there's no way I can carry them outside and all of that. Here's the outside section of today's episode. The lighting is just so much better out here. So I've been showing you my wonderful Broderie Anglaise fabric. I found a piece of Broderie Anglaise that I bought in a remnant bin. It was very small. I'd say probably about 70 to 80 centimeters. Very small. I knew I couldn't make something entirely out of that piece of fabric unless it was super, super simple. But then I thought, why don't I combine 2 types of fabrics? A couple of years ago, I made my mom a blue linen jacket and I remembered maybe it's the same type of blue. I knew I had a little bit left over, so I went to see. I did find the fabric. I compared them both and I found them almost identical, if not identical tone. It's just that one was linen rayon blend, the other one was a Broderie Anglaise 100% cotton. So I was so happy. It was a little piece like this of the linen, and I thought I'm sure I can get the yoke, the placket and the collar from that, even maybe the pockets, and then it would have been amazing. This is for the Aria shirt and shirt dress from Love Notions. This is a Feature Friday pattern for today. It's over 50% off. Always a great time to get it because this type of sale doesn't come very often. This is a pattern I have enjoyed so much. And while I'm telling you about it, you're probably seeing photos here. I have already made 10 versions since it was released in 2022. Love the pattern. I keep making it. I keep doing hacks. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've used all sorts of fabric, you know, chiffon, rayon, wool suiting, linen rayon blend. I've used denim, sisaka, and now I'm using Broderie Anglaise with linen. It's just amazing. You can use so many fabrics for it. I mean, what haven't I used? What fabric have I not used? And I've really, really enjoyed them. So I already have 10. So now I have this brand new one that's a mixed media type thing. I do have a lot of content around the Aria. I have a ton of videos where I show you how to sew everything, even the tower placket here for the long sleeve version. So I do have a lot of content. Also, Love Notions has a course that you can purchase. And if you purchase it today at the Feature Friday, you can get the pattern included with the course. I'll leave you my affiliate link in the description box and also at the top of the comment section. We're in a new quarter of the year. So for April, May, June, my coupon code has changed. It changes every 3 months. You will see it down below what the new code is so you can get a 10% extra off. So let me show you the pattern pieces. I'm going to make some changes to these new Aria shirts. I've printed a brand new size. This is a size large. Previously, I was sewing an extra large. I'm keeping the full bust option, and this is the back. This is the shape it has. It's curved, and I just want it straight and shorter. So with one of my previous shirts, I figured out how much length I wanted to do, and I just folded that, kept it really straight. If I align the center back on one of the lines of my cutting mat and against this perpendicular line, it's nice and straight. And I've done the same with the front so that they match up. So that's one change. The other thing here is that we have a center back pleat that I want to remove. I've measured how much extra is. You have 1.5 inches here of the pleat, which means there's 3 inches in this pleat at the back, and I want to remove that pleat. I want to cut my shirt on the fold and just have it be nice and clean on the back. I don't just want to remove all that ease and not worry about it. So I know I've got 3 inches less around the hip area and around the waist. I've got the full bust option, which means I do have more ease than the regular bust. So that's sort of on purpose. And because I really want that bust dart to be there, the regular bust option doesn't have that dart. So I'm going to add, when I cut this out, I'm not going to change my pattern piece, but when I put this on the fabric, from the waist down here, I'm just going to add a little bit till I get about 3/8 extra here of fabric. By doing that, both on the back and on the front, I'm going to add back 1.5 inches to the ease. I don't want to add the full ease of 3 inches. I think 1.5 inches more is going to be okay. Check out how much was left of my Broderie Anglaise fabric. Nothing. I used absolutely all of it. And if I weren't doing details in linen, this would not have been enough to make a shirt. Here are the pieces for this version of the Aria. It's shorter. It's got a straight hem right here. This is going to be the collar piece that's going to be made out of blue linen. The pocket is going to be made out of blue linen, the placket, and the yoke. All the rest is a Broderie Anglaise. It's actually a very similar tone of blue, almost identical, I would say. So you can't really tell. They're not contrasting blue tones at all. They're very, very the same. So I can't wait to make this up. Amazing sewing. I enjoyed it so much. It was a gift for myself because I knew I'd made it out of basically nothing. The little remnant piece of Broderie Anglaise I found was worth barely anything. I paid so little for it. And then the leftover linen from my mom's jacket is basically free fabric. And check out how it turned out. So nice. This is the linen. Now, this is a rayon linen blend that's rayon 70%, 30% linen. So it was quite floppy, quite soft, a lot of rayon in there. So I decided to interface both collar pieces, the inner and the outer, just so it has a bit more structure. This is an all-in-one, you know, the collar stand and the collar is just one piece, and I just press it so that it looks like there's a seam there, but there's no seam there, so it makes it easier. I did the yoke in just one layer right there. I didn't have enough to do two, so it's simple, just a seam pressed up so that on the Broderie Anglaise there, you don't see the seam allowance. I did the same with the shoulder seams here. I pressed it up towards the yoke so that it's really nice and clean. I had enough for my sleeves. I was so happy. I could get a little short sleeve right there. So beautiful. And then the plackets are made out of the same linen. The plackets are sewn on the outside of the garment. Type of placket that you sew on the wrong side and then you flip it over this side, very easy. You saw when I showed you my pattern pieces that I made it shorter and straight across, which is what I'm liking right now. And also, I had to do this to get this to fit in this tiny piece of fabric. And then you know that I eliminated that pleat at the back. I decided to add the slits here just for comfort and ease, and also because I like little slits. I didn't want a pleat here. This is quite structured fabric, and I didn't want the bulk of the pleat here when the fabric is so structured like this cotton. So I wanted it smooth, streamlined, and I'm happy it worked. You'll see when I show it to you on that it's perfect. I love how it turned out, the ease in total, how it looked. Nice and streamlined. I love the length at the high-ish hip, high to mid hip. I think it suits me better than a longer shirt. And I just love it so much. It turned out amazing. These pockets are strategic because they sort of cover a lot of the bra section right there. You know, this got a lot of openings. Now, my approach here is if it's really hot, I'm just going to wear my bra underneath, but I've got some that match my tone pretty much. So it's like I'm wearing nothing underneath. I prefer that than wearing a contrasting black bra or something like that, where you could see parts of the hose black and then the rest my skin around my stomach. I would rather everything just be skin color. I mean, obviously I'm not naked under there, but that's what I prefer. And otherwise, you know, you'll see it styled with a cami underneath. I could layer it on top of things, on dresses and things. But yeah, that's what I do about the sheenness. I don't want to underline or line a shirt like this that it would ruin the whole shirt. It would be too heavy. You know, I want the air, I want the freshness. This is a summer garment. So I just absolutely love how it turned out. It's made me so happy. This is the 11th Aria shirt that I've ever made, and this time it's a mix of Broderie Anglaise with linen details. It's a little shorter. I've straightened out the hem and eliminated the back pleat. beneath the yoke, so it's a little slimmer fitting. I love it like that. And I've paired it with a beautiful skirt I made years ago. I like the length here of this shirt for the pencil skirt, and I've opened up a little slit on the side just as something extra. I really like that. I just have a skin color bra underneath, that's all. So it all looks beige under there. The placket is made out of blue linen, same as the collar. It's actually the same color, so that was amazing. I had just a little bit to make a short sleeve right there, so I'm really happy with that. And the yoke at the back is a blue linen as well. So it's a combination of both fabrics. I think the result turned out super nice. All in one collar. It's very easy to sew, interface both sides, so it's more structured. I'll never button up at the top, so I didn't even make a buttonhole there on the top of the collar because I'll just never do that, but you could if you wanted to. The sleeve and shoulder fit is perfect, very comfortable. I've made a size large with a full bust option. There is a bust out with a full bust option and I really like it there. And I have patch pockets there on both sides, partially to cover the bra a little bit, is because the Broderie Anglaise has all those little openings. Such a pretty shirt. It was a present to myself. I really love how it turned out. I've paired it with my capri skirt. This is a pull-up elasticized waistband skirt, super flowing rayon, also the same blue and white tones. I really love it. I don't think the shirt is long enough for me to need that I need to tuck in or anything. I think I'm perfectly fine like this. I'm taller than standard, so I can get away with things like this sometimes and really comfortable. Nothing's tight. I can also use my Aria shirt as a topper, just wearing it open on top of a beautiful dress like this. It's a neat dress and there are blue tones in the print, so perfect. When I have dresses like that, I tend to pair them just with black. Now I have another alternative and it's just perfect. I really love the blue on top and you can really see the blue in the print. I think the topper here, the Aria, brings it out. Very comfortable outfit as well. I like making black and white dresses because I can wear colorful things with them, and this black and white dress of course will go with the blue. I've also chosen blue on my feet and my bag, so this is really nice. It's a swing style dress, so I have a little belt there. Aria shirt opened up like a little jacket, goes perfect. I really like this. Here's a casual look. These are my crescendo shorts hack. It's a pair of jeans I made into shorts just recently. I put sneakers and a nice bag, and I could be super comfortable and walk around all day in this one. All the blues go together. Of course, the denim is going to always look good with something blue on top, a little bit of a monochromatic look, and I'm very comfortable in these stretch denim shorts. And here I am, a little bit more dressed up, all in blue again, only made as a separate skirt. Also blue sandals, a little white cami underneath. Everything looks super neat. I really love this. This skirt is one of my favorite long skirts that I made. It's got a yoga waistband. It's all neat. It's all comfortable. Everything's tucked inside. And the shirt just looks beautiful on top. I really love this. This is a shirt that made me super happy in the process because I used small amounts of material. This was amazing to be able to match them up together to get a beautiful shirt. I love how it turned out. It's just so amazing. This fabric is awesome. It makes anything you make super special. I think combining it with the linen just added the extra touch, and it was an amazing project. I was super happy to sew it. And maybe get inspired, look for this type of fabric. It's amazing. I love it in 100% cotton like this one. Look up your scraps of linen, combine them. It can turn out amazing. I'm super happy with this one, and I hope it's inspiring for you. So let's head back inside and keep looking at more of these wonderful fabrics that I've been collecting. I hope the segment outside was enjoyable. The new Aria shirt, amazing. I love it so much. This type of fabric is just amazing. You know, you can make something very simple look super special, but then if it's a shirt with details and plackets and pockets and all of that, combine it with linen, is just chef's kiss. Absolutely love how that turned out. I have a few more here. Check out this magenta. This one has already been pre-washed. Look at the scalloped. Another one I would flip over and cut across. I think there's 1.5 meters here, so I would be able to sew something on the cross grain. So this is just lovely, and I think it's a color that really suits me. It's like a really dark pink, but muted. I don't know. It's magenta, you know. I like it. The next one here is a poly cotton. I think this is the only one that I have that is a poly cotton. I can tell by the texture and by the price of when I bought it. And now this is very nice because it's got that scalloped selvage like this. So this is also one I would flip and leave the scallop there for the hem. You don't have to hem, and then it looks super pretty. Then you can place the sleeve to have the scallops here as well. I think that's a lovely detail to try on this fabric. And this one has all that type of embroidery. It's so nice. Now this color here is one that I'm not a fan of that much. It looked like another color online. It's a green, but it's just too green. I would like it better if it was a darker green, more of a forest green. So I don't know. I don't think it suits me. I look at this color and I have a strange reaction to it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not that excited about this one, although the fabric is amazing. It's amazing quality. Look at the scallops. I might sew it. I just have to style it in a way that would make me happy because the color is a little bit questionable to me, but it's lovely. It just looked a different tone when you buy online. You know, sometimes you get surprises like that where it's a little bit different. The next ones I have cotton as well, but they're not just one color. There's two colors in here because the embroidery thread is contrasting to the background. So I bought this one. It's red with a beige embroidery on it. It's also got the scallops. And this time I was a little more wise and I got 1.5 meters, like a lot of fabric right here. So yeah, I can't wait to make this one. It's super nice and structured. I have to give it a wash. It'll be amazing. The next one is exactly the same. It's just like this. Background is black and then you have beige right here. Whenever I see Broderie Anglaise that's like this contrasting, I'm fine with the background and then one color embroidery. I have seen a few in the shops where they have flowers in different colors like yellow, purple, orange, red, and then I'm like, it's too much. So I like it like this. 2 colors I think is okay. And then this one's a little bit out there. I don't know what I was thinking. Right now, I'm not liking it that much. I bought it a few years ago. I'm thinking this embroidery in a gold thread is a little bit too much. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was nice when I saw it back then in 2022 or something. So what would I make with this? A pencil skirt I think would be really cool. Whenever I find the fabric is way too flashy, I think if you wear it as a skirt, it's okay. You can tone it down with a black top and then you look okay. So I think that's what I'd make with this one. And then there's this other one that's similar that is black and red, which I am thinking the same. I think a skirt would be really nice, leaving those scallops at the hem. Would be a really nice fancy-ish skirt. I think wearing it as a top, I think would be too flashy. So those are my fabrics. I'm super happy. I'm going to put them back in their box where they belong. I'm not going to put them up there in the cupboard still. I'm going to keep them down here because I have a few things I want to make using this type of fabric. It's amazing. Now I'm going to prepare a video showing you how to sew with this fabric because it does have its little nuances. I'm also going to show you the things I've already made and I'll go a little deeper into what styles I like in this fabric and the ones I would stay away from, even though I gave you some snippets in this one. Don't forget to check out the Aria shirt today at Love Notions. Amazing value, lots of views, shirt dress, different colors, different sleeves. You can do so much with that pattern. That's all from me. I'll be back next week with more sewing. See you then. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.